God's good. Are you ready?
Hey, God's Girl Gang. Welcome back to our podcast. This is your host, Kelsey Rochelle Moore, and we're back with another one. Today, we're going to be talking about something very interesting. And I think it's important that we talk about this with someone who is actually dealing with it. We all know the big C word, and we all know someone who has dealt with it, who is dealing with it, or who may have passed away while battling this. So I have someone very special to my heart, someone very dear to me, who I've known actually since a little girl. And I asked her if she would be willing to share her journey and how she's walking through it with the Lord during this time. If you are battling a health scare right now, or if you have a recent diagnosis from the doctor, or even a past diagnosis from the doctor that you're dealing with, and you want to just feel like you're connected to someone else, or if you need to be encouraged or inspired by someone else's journey, this is a great episode for you to tune into. If you are unaware of any of the things that people deal with while they're going through health scares like cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, anything, miscarriages, or anything, this is a great episode for you to tune into. I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest in. Our guest is Deborah from California. She is just a beautiful person all around. You guys will see her spirit just come through in this podcast. Um, I'm just gonna let her talk because y'all, I'm telling you, if you're not ready, she be dropping gems, dropping knowledge. I promise she walks so closely with the Lord, her and her husband. And I just admire them so much. Not just as a couple, but just like as a godly couple. So gonna go ahead and bring her in. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. God is good all the time.
Good, good. Okay, so I have you in with the God's Girl Gang, and I want you to just tell us what you're walking through. You know the official terms, and I don't want to get it wrong, so
Right.
bear with me with that. Can you just explain like what it is that you're dealing with right now?
Well, I was diagnosed with cancer about 3.5 years ago. My cancer has no root. Like if you have breast cancer, it's in your breast. So if you have stomach cancer, it's in your stomach, or lung cancer. My cancer has no root. It's a nodule that's sitting, or one of them is a nodule that's sitting on the outside of my lungs, and it's not hooked to anything. It's just sitting there. And then I also have one by my adrenal gland that's just sitting there. I've been doing chemo on and off for the last 3 years. I'm off right now. I'm due to start, well, I'm going to have a CAT scan next month and see where we are. I'm having CAT scans every 6 months. Sometimes the CAT scans are good. When they're good, I don't get on chemo again. But when I have another CAT scan 6 months later, if they're popped back up, they come up, they look like on the scan, they light up like Christmas tree lights, if that makes sense, okay? And so far, it's just been those two. When I started out, the first one by my lungs was 6.9 centimeters. It had got down to less than 1 centimeter, which was good. And then 6 months later, I went back, had another scan, and it had grew back up to 2 centimeters. So I got back on. But other than that, I'm doing good. I when I first got it, I refused to have a pity party because I'm not that type of person. I My hair fell out, as you see. Okay. But I've always thought women with a bald head, I always thought that was hot. It was my opportunity to be hot. Okay. My my eyebrows fell out, so I had my eyebrows microbladed. Just everywhere where you grow hair fell out. But it's okay because I'm doing good. I'm doing a little traveling. I got some more traveling planned. My whole mental aspect since I've had this is that I have cancer. It doesn't have me. And that's the
Oh,
whole
amen.
attitude. That's the whole attitude that I've had since I've had it. I haven't had a pity party. I had a little pity party when I first started out when my hair came out. But other than that, I haven't had a pity party. You hear my voice. The cancer in the beginning moved itself up or whatever. and it paralyzed my vocal cords. I was a singer, as you know, so I can't sing. My voice comes and goes, but it's okay. I can still talk. So that's all that matters. But God has protected me, and like I said, cancer don't have me, I have it, and that's my whole attitude towards it. And I refuse to have a pity party. So that's it.
Amen. I love that. It don't have me, I have it.
Exactly.
Um, how did that make you feel, like, when you first got the diagnosis? Like, I know that you said that you didn't have a pity party, but like at any time in there, did you like question God, like, God, like, why me? Like, I serve
No,
you, my household.
no,
Like, did you ever
no,
feel that?
mm-mm, no, none of that. I have last year, what's this? Yeah, 2022. In April, I lost a sister to cancer. Uh, May, I think I've lost a cousin to cancer. August, I've lost an aunt to cancer. And December, I lost my mother to cancer. And all of these people, except my aunt, was diagnosed with cancer like 3 weeks before they died. At that point, I asked God, why are you, what is it? Why are you keeping me here? These people just got cancer 3 weeks ago. Yeah, 3 weeks ago. I've had it for 3 years. So why? What is my purpose? What do you have for me to do that I haven't done yet? So I guess I questioned God that way, but it wasn't like a woe is me, God, why you do this to me? I never had that kind of feeling. Mm-mm.
Wow. That just goes to show. Didn't I mention to you guys this lady walks closely with the Lord? Because I know for some of us, even when you do walk closely with Him, we can feel not abandoned, but we can feel like a woe is me type of feeling. So it's very encouraging to know that even with all of the things that you're facing right now, and how the cancer is spreading to one of your most dearest pieces. If you like, I didn't mention this before, but she has one of the most beautiful voices, and I used to love when I was a little girl and I would sit in the pews and I would hear her sing How Great Thou Art. And I'm smiling now because I can literally just like hear her voice. And I wish that I had like a recording of her. Um, but to know that the cancer is spreading to her vocal cords, and to know that her faith is still strong, and that she is still trusting in the Lord with her life, literally
Right,
with her life, and
right,
that she knows that He's never left her, He's not forsaken her, and that she still has purpose in this earth.
right.
That's very, very, very encouraging. I want you to tell everybody about this trip of yours, how you are living your best life and out here talking to
Oh,
monkeys on balconies.
when I went to Costa Rica, I had a good time. I Some days I didn't feel good, but I kept pressing. I kept pushing. I refused to let it get me down. Plus, I had spent too much money to let it get me down. Okay, so I kept pushing. Had a great time. Met some good people. The wedding I went to was beautiful. There are a lot of monkeys just there because we're in their habitat. Okay, you have to keep your balcony doors locked because they know how to open doors. Okay, and it was just beautiful. I went on an excursion from 7:30 in the morning until 5 o'clock that evening, and I hung all day. Horseback riding, zip line. I didn't do zip lining. Zip lining. What else did they do?
Wow.
Water slide, mud bath, hot springs. I did the whole day. I had a good time. I was gone all day long, and I did everything, but I didn't do. I wasn't going to do zip lining. Cancer or no cancer, I wasn't doing zip lining. That was out of the question. Above the jungle, no, I wasn't doing zip lining. But I did everything else, and I had a great time. I had a great time.
Wow.
And
It's
I'll be
very
70. I'll be
inspiring.
70. I'll be 70 in September. And
Woo!
I know, huh? My husband and I and another couple, well, my brother and his wife, we're going to go to Old Sacramento, stay at the Delta King Riverboat. We've been there before. It's beautiful down in Old Sacramento, and just going to hang out there. I didn't want to party. I just want to just kind of chill out, do that. And we're paying to go on a Super Bowl cruise for next year.
You are living it up, and I love it. It is so inspiring to see that it doesn't matter like what you may be feeling, what you may be going through, that you, like you said, you have cancer. It don't got you. I love that.
Exactly.
That should be an encouragement to anyone that's tuning in to this podcast right now. If you are in a season right now where you're facing a very hard diagnosis, or you're battling with a sickness or disease, or you're overcoming alcoholism or drug addiction, or anything that you guys have been writing us about in our DMs, um, take Sister Hicks for example. She is she's dynamite, literally. Like, when I use that dynamite emoji, it's literally to explain the power that we see and we feel when we talk to other sisters that are going through different things, that we can literally glean knowledge from and glean inspiration from, and really just be inspired by. If you can leave our listeners with three things to live by. It can be about cancer, it can be about life and marriage, it can be about anything. Just like your top three things that you would want a God's girl that's listening from around the world to really just pick up on. What would it be?
Keep the faith.
Okay, that's one. Two.
Keep God first, and keep it
Them
pushing.
the same. I feel like nah. Them the same.
What?
Keep the faith and keep God first. I feel like those are the
Okay.
same.
Okay. So keep God first. Never give up, and keep it pushing.
Woo.
Is that different?
Those never give up and keep it pushing. They're kind of the same, but I'll give it to you because they
Okay.
can be interpreted differently.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so
No,
much
and
for
no pity parties. No pity parties.
Amen.
No pity parties. I refuse to have it. I've lost
Amen.
a lot of weight, but that's okay. I just gave me opportunity to go shopping.
Do you know the number of how many pounds you lost, like dealing with this?
Uh, when I first started out, believe it or not, I was at 253. I didn't look like it. I was at 253. I'm down to 159. So almost 100 pounds.
Wow.
And
And
I
you
can
keeping
tell
it pushing.
I'm keeping it. I'm still wearing my stilettos. So I'm keeping it pushing.
Yeah.
Keeping it pushing.
So I actually have a nickname for her, and I've been calling her this literally since I was probably like 7 or 8 years old. But I've been calling her Diva because she's always had her nails red. She's always worn her high heels, and her purses have always matched, and she always has on the best jewelry. So yeah, I
And
want to thank you so
I call
much.
you Missy. And I call you Missy. You want to tell people how we met? You remember?
Um, I
I,
think you just came to our church one day, and I just
we
like
we were
I
at
don't remember.
something.
You go.
We were at some event with the church. I forgot what it was. But anyway, this little girl, which was you, just came and just sat in my lap. Just sat in my lap. And I looked at you and I said, who is this little girl and who does she belong to? And ever since then, you've been my little Missy.
I
You
belong
were
to you.
you were 6 years old. You were six. You just came and sat in my lap, just sit there. And I'm like, okay. And that's it.
I knew it was safe.
Yes, it was.
You know, kids have discernment, so I knew it was safe. And
Okay.
ever since then, she's just been such a vital piece in my life. With all of the different journeys that I've shared with you guys on this podcast, she has been such a sounding board to speak to about those things. Every time
And
I talk to her, she's like,
I
"That's
always
another
told you
journey."
about journey. I always told you about your journeys. Remember, I
Yes,
always said
yes,
you have journeys. I always told you. Always.
and it's so true.
Yeah,
She's always told me that it's always going to be another journey. So what is God trying to show you in this one?
that's true. That's true.
And to love Kristen well. So
That's right. That's right. That's my boy. That's right. That's right.
yeah,
Right.
I want to thank you so much for being a part of this episode and for really sharing your story and sharing those key three features, and really the most, to keep it pushing and to not throw a pity party.
Right.
Really just seeing your faith on display in your life, and it's really been inspiring to me, and I know to everyone else who knows you, and now to those who got to know you through the God's Girl Gang podcast. So I want to thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I love
Okay.
you.
Love you too. Okay. Bye bye.